Straight ahead on 12 News Weekend, World Cup fever spreads to the Northwest Metro.
Youth soccer has become increasingly competitive in the state.
How the popularity of soccer has soared locally. And then changes at the shops at Arbor Lakes. We'll have details on parking changes and new store openings. But first, one of the Northwest Metro's busiest highways could soon be in store for some significant upgrades. 12 News Weekend starts right now. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. Those of you who travel Highway 169 have probably experienced your fair share of traffic headaches.
But some significant upgrades are in the works, and Golden Valley is leading the effort. Highway 169 serves as the dividing line between Golden Valley and Plymouth.
It's a huge corridor of importance. It's a corridor of commerce.
Traffic flows smoothly during the middle of the day, but ask anyone who travels this corridor of commerce in the morning or evening rush hour.
Well, it is almost predictably going to be clogged up.
And it's an entirely different story.
I actually try to avoid 169 at certain times of the day.
Tens of thousands of people.
Talk to Golden Valley Mayor Shep Harris.
It's bumper to bumper, it's crawling, in some cases standstill.
And he says the city is well aware of 169's traffic flow problems.
What has happened over the years is that we've had a number of accidents, hundreds of accidents, and we've even had some tragic deaths.
Tuesday night, Golden Valley will take the lead and meet with MnDOT officials to begin discussions about reducing 169 traffic and making the road safer. Just how to do that, though, remains to be seen.
Yeah, a carpool lane or something.
Extra lane for sure. I think they should take out some of the exits.
Harris says all ideas are on the table.
And some of those may not be very popular with some of our businesses or with some of our neighboring cities, but we're going to have to.
If the road stays as is, Harris says things will only get worse.
It is not going to get better unless we do something drastically sooner rather than later.
Well, Mayor Harris calls us past Tuesday's meeting with MnDOT the tip of the iceberg. It could take 2 years just to secure funding and up to 5 years before any work begins.
You may have noticed changes at the shops at Arbor Lakes to make it easier and safer to get around. The shops resurfaced the parking lot, added more parking spaces, and changed traffic flow. There's a new entrance to the parking lot near Trader Joe's, and the parking spaces are now angled.
We've redesigned this lot. So we've increased the capacity of the lot by about 15%, and then we've also redesigned it just for a safer navigation for our guests.
Meanwhile, new stores are opening up at the shops. Cost Plus World Market just opened, and Vom Foss, an olive oil store, is opening soon. Also, Punch Pizza opens on June 23rd and Forever 21 on July 11th. Also coming soon, a store selling kites and games called Air Traffic, as well as a big expansion to the Victoria's Secret store.
Well, coming soon to Osseo, a brand new police station. Groundbreaking for the future facility took place this week. It's been a long time coming. Osseo city officials started researching ideas about 3 years ago. In the end, they felt attaching the police station to City Hall was the best, most cost-effective solution.
The whole city campus here that we're standing in is really designed for this, and the property has been, here for a while. So it's good to see that we're building onto it.
Well, it's going to be a great improvement over years of being in our house temporarily for 17 years that has mold and no individual offices. It'll be a new, modern, and safe facility for our police to work out of for many years to come.
The key to the new facility, garage space for the patrol vehicles. Right now, vehicles are left outside. The hope is to have the new police station ready to use by late fall or early winter.
In our week in review, Brooklyn Center police are investigating a break-in at an elementary school. Northport elementary students are on summer break, but teachers and staff showed up this week only to find out the school had been burglarized. Thieves took computers and iPads as well as food and toiletries set aside for kids in need. Even the master keys to the building were stolen. There is hope the culprits will be caught, though. 4 of them were seen on surveillance cameras. The Brooklyn Park Planning Commission reviewed plans this week for a new charter school hoping to open up in the city. Noble Academy wants to build on land east of Jefferson Highway near St. Vincent de Paul Church. It currently leases space in North Minneapolis. Noble Academy plans to be pre-kindergarten through 8th grade initially, but it could expand to high school. There's a new face on the Osseo City Council, but it's a familiar one to those involved in city politics. Businessman Dan Spanier was sworn into office this week. Spanier has run twice before for Osseo City Council and also served on the city's Economic Development Authority. Spanier fills a seat left vacant by the resignation of Councilmember Bonnie Heinen. The seat will be up for re-election in November. World Cup fever has reached the Northwest Metro, with local soccer players keeping a close eye on all of the action.
The global event calls to mind the growing popularity of soccer in the Northwest Metro. Here's 12 News reporter Sonia Goins.
Let's do some speed dribbling. A couple here, two there and two there.
The Northwest Kickers is one of the oldest soccer programs in the state.
Okay, speed, go. We are actually the only club in Brooklyn Park, from Brooklyn Park. Check back out here. Check back in there.
They started in 1955 as a men's program.
Lots of touches, inside, outside.
It now has about 200 children in the Little Kids program.
I like moving my feet and getting active, and soccer does that for me.
It's just fun to pick up a ball and just kind of knock it around to some friends, and games are fun to play.
Keep the ball moving, keep the ball moving.
Gordon Ferguson is from Scotland.
And just take a touch and hit it.
He's coached the Northwest Kickers Soccer Club for about 10 years.
It's livelier than some of the American sports.
He says enrollment has increased over the years.
When I arrived, it had somewhere 11, 12 teams, and now it's up to 25 teams. So over the time there, it's definitely got bigger.
Youth soccer has become increasingly competitive in the state.
The Plymouth Soccer Association is one of the largest in the state, and it's about to get bigger. Plymouth is merging with Wayzata. There will be at least 3,000 kids in the program.
From a competitive team standpoint, which is like a travel league around the state through the state organization, MYSA, we will be the largest. Yeah.
We already share fields and facilities. We have a lot of families that have a player in each club, and it's just going to be great to be able to work together.
The World Cup has a lot to do with the soaring popularity of soccer.
Soccer is the world game, and a World Cup gives the kids the perspective, a lot like the Olympics would, for any sport that kids play.
And you can bet a lot of soccer kids will have their eyes on the World Cup.
I think Italy's gonna win.
FIFA said they have the best midfield out there, and their defense is pretty strong.
Brazil.
I've seen them play before, and I like their playing skills and how they pass.
And it's not just soccer players focused on the World Cup. Businesses are too. Places like Claudia Irish Pub in Maple Grove are celebrating the event by showing all World Cup matches on a big screen. And Shannon, you're a soccer mom now too, right?
And if you could see how many kids are out there on a Saturday morning, you know it's going to be around for a while.
All right, there you
Training
go.
them up.
Well, it might be June, but we're talking about frostbite.
We catch up with the survivor on his long road to recovery in a story that you don't want to miss. And later in sports, Wayzata's girls golf team takes home a state title.
But first, there's a chance of storms in your AccuWeather forecast.
With the forecast showing temperatures in the 70s and 80s, thoughts of frostbite are the last thing on our minds.
But for one Brooklyn Park man, it's something he has to think about every single day. We told you Jesse Hoskins' story back in December, and today we check in on his long road to recovery. On December 31st, the Twin Cities was a cold and brutal place. It was a place this frostbite victim being treated at HCMC's burn unit knew all too well.
Walking from a bus stop where the bus never came. As far as I know, I was out for a couple of hours.
At the time, the man with the frostbitten hands wished to remain anonymous.
My nose was broke, and I just felt like it wasn't about my face, it was about my hands.
Go, come on.
6 months later,
Harder.
we introduce you to Jesse Hoskin of Brooklyn Park.
Go.
I'm getting a little more mobile with my fingers, slowly but surely, but there's still some things I can't do.
Last November, Jesse finished his shift as a chef at a downtown Minneapolis restaurant and took a bus to the Brooklyn Center Transit Station. But he missed his connecting bus and decided to walk home. On the way, he was beaten unconscious, robbed, and left in the cold. When he woke up, he was in the hospital.
I didn't have any money because at that time I was carrying credit cards. So they basically got nothing, did nothing for nothing.
How's it feeling?
It's sore.
And they didn't take his determination either.
All right, squeeze tight.
Since January,
Okay.
Jesse has been undergoing rehab with a hand specialist at NovaCare Rehabilitation in Crystal.
It's all about regaining some of your independence and being able to do things on your own again.
Twice a week, hand therapist Kim Jacobson meets with Jesse to put him through a variety of exercises, which focus on helping him gain an increased range of motion, strength, and functional activity.
We work hard in here with the things that he does, so we challenge his gripping, his pinching, his touch, his fine motor coordination. We challenge all of that.
Yet while he has made progress,
all of his fingers have sensory loss.
Jacobson admits that Jesse's full mobility will probably never return.
I don't know that normal will be what it was prior to the injury. I think he'll have a new sense of normal and ability to change and work with that.
Even with the treatment, Jesse still struggles to button his shirt and tie his shoes. But his ultimate goal is to get back to cooking.
The treatment is helping me a lot. And I have the confidence that one day, as you said, I will be in somebody's kitchen again. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, Jesse says his treatment will be ongoing. Meantime, he's gotten several offers from restaurants who say that he'll have a job waiting for him if he ever recovers enough to continue cooking. I have to tell you, such a happy guy, too. It's great
Very determined.
Yeah, great to highlight people like that.
Definitely. Good story, Delane.
All right, well, you could say one Brooklyn Park family has a few artistic genes. We'll show you why coming up.
But first, Armstrong's girls lacrosse team aims for an upset in the state tournament. That's coming up in sports with Jay Wilcox.
Well, welcome back. Jay Wilcox joins us now with sports, and the school year is all wrapped up, and high school sports is wrapping up as well.
Yeah, kind of finishing up the whole season, the whole school year of sports, and a very exciting week for the teams that were still playing. Day one of the state class 3A golf tournament was a very good one for the Wayzata girls. The Trojans carried a 13-shot lead into the second round. Action from day two, Jillian Clausen of Maple Grove, one of just a handful of local individual qualifiers. She shoots rounds of 85 and 88 and finishes in a tie for 45th place. Sarah Burnham of Wayzata teeing off on Bunker Hill's West Course number 3. The Trojans trying to build on that 13-shot lead. This is the Trojans' Ellie Brandt on West number 9 with a par putt. Brandt shoots a second-day score of 77 to help the Trojans secure their lead. Jessica Nelson plays a solid tournament. She just misses on the birdie try here on 7 and finishes 10th overall. Nelson shoots rounds of 80 and 76. Burnham, after a great tee shot on the par 3 West 8th, birdies the hole and shoots rounds of 67 and 69. Burnham just misses repeating a state individual champion, finishing second to Kenzie Nyson of New Prague. But for the second time in Burnham's career, Wayzata is the team champion, winning by 19 shots over runner-up Alexandria.
It means the world, especially to be my senior year. I'm so excited that we are state champions, and I can say that for the second time I've been on the team, so it's very exciting.
The Trojans boys were hoping to make it a clean sweep later that day. Bunker Hill's the site for Class 3A on West number 3. Wayzata's Grant Rajas sinks the par putt. His two-day total is 146, good for 5th place. On West 8, Ben Frazzini with a nice chip shot here for the Trojans that sets up a par putt. Frazzini ties for 17th place. On West 9, a great approach shot here by Wayzata's Alex Beversdorf. He two putts for par from there. Cards a 151 for the tournament to tie Frazzini. We stay on West 9 for the shot of the day. The team title up for grabs. Jack Holmgren is on the money with the long birdie putt on his final hole. It's not quite enough, though, as the Trojans fall one stroke short to Edina, and Wayzata settles for runner-up. Holmgren ties for second individually. Here's the final team scoreboard. Edina is 590, one shot ahead of Wayzata. Hastings, White Bear Lake, and Buffalo round out the top 5. Providence Academy of Plymouth won the Class 2A tournament. It's also state tournament week in baseball. Armstrong made its 4th appearance in the tournament. Armstrong lacing him up to face Eden Prairie in the 3A quarterfinals. It's 1-1 in the third when Eden Prairie's Jeff Athey knocks a single into right field to score a run, and it's the start of a very good inning for the Eagles. Next batter is Aaron Kerber, and he drives a long fly ball to right center that gets down for a hit. Jack Sullivan and Athey score on the triple to make it 4-1. They add one more on a groundout for a 5-1 lead. Jordan Kuznia and the Falcons battle back though. Kuznia drives one over the right fielder's head in the top of the fourth. It scores Matt Bachmeyer, and it's 5-2. After another Armstrong run, Eden Prairie makes a great defensive play. Jake Wessner's tapper is thrown to first by Jack Clays, the catcher. The throw back home to pitcher Corey Binger gets Mike Arnost. It's a double play for the Eagles. The Falcons pull within a run in the fifth as Bachmeyer's liner is off the left fielder's glove, but they can't quite catch up. The Falcons rally falls short in a 5-4 loss. The Armstrong girls lacrosse team was one of 3 girls teams from the area in the 8-team state tournament. Armstrong meeting number 3 seed Apple Valley in the quarterfinals. Falcons junior Haley Holdall gets a natural hat trick in the first half. That one gives her team a 5-1 lead. Apple Valley cuts the lead to 5-4 in the second half, but Mari Verbaten answers with a shot and goal for Armstrong. Apple Valley keeps on coming though. Katie Larson slips by 2 defenders and scores a nice goal here to make it 6-6. After the Eagles take the lead, Verbaten scores from the free position to make it 7-all. But Apple Valley 8th grader Reagan Roloffs makes a run and scores with a high shot for an 8-7 Eagles lead. Armstrong gets a few late chances but can't score. They lose 8-7. They did beat Champlain Park in the consolation semifinal, so certainly a great year. They're going to be graduating some really good players, but they also have some coming back in the future, pretty bright too.
All right, plenty left there. Thanks, Jay.
You bet.
We hope you got to get out to Tater Daze this weekend.
We'll introduce you to the family who designed the prize-winning Tater Daze Button up next. Well, wearing a Tater Daze Button supports the Brooklyn Park Festival and gets you discounts around town.
And for the last 2 years, one family has been behind the winning design, and here they are. Prize-winning ideas are sketched out here at the Con Kitchen table.
It's fun because when you're bored, you can grab it and then start coloring.
The girls draw nearly every day.
Last year when my mom told me I won, I didn't really believe her.
Last year, 8-year-old Joey drew the prize-winning button for Tater Daze.
Spud holding a big sign that says Tater Daze, and 2013 like carved into the tree.
This year, her little sister Harper did.
Mr. Potato Head, because it's the Tater Daze contest and you're supposed to put them on your button.
But the Cons expect their button design winning streak to end this year because they say Big Brother doesn't like to draw like they do.
But the funny thing is Asher, he hates to draw. That's what big kids do, they hate to draw.
At least Asher does anyway. Now you can wave at Harper in this year's Tater Daze Parade on Saturday. She'll be right behind the Channel 12 truck where yours truly and Sonia Goins will be, so we'll be out there. Wave at us.
Wave with them, be nice.
Hopefully it's not raining.
They might be giving out some prizes. We'll
There
see.
you go.
Yeah.
We have some. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Have a nice weekend. We'll see you again on Monday at 4 o'clock.